Did you ever stop and wonder what your life would look like if you made just one different decision, one choice, one moment, one tiny change? Today, we're diving into a story that takes this idea to a whole new level, a story where a woman gets to live every version of her life. Welcome to The Midnight Library, a book that hits you right in the soul. Our main character is Nora Seed, a woman who feels like her life is falling apart. She's overwhelmed, depressed, and convinced that she's disappointed everyone. Her parents, her brother, even her old friends. She has no job, her cat just died, she quit her band, and she feels like absolutely everything she touches ends in failure. She believes her life simply has no point anymore. In her darkest moment, Nora makes a heartbreaking decision. She decides she doesn't want to live anymore. It's the lowest point of her life, but also the moment her real journey begins. Instead of dying, Nora wakes up in a strange place, an infinite library filled with books. The air feels like it's frozen in time, neither night nor morning, but something in between. Midnight, forever. There she meets Mrs. Elm, the librarian from her childhood. Calm, warm, and mysterious, Mrs. Elm explains the truth. Nora is in the Midnight Library, a place between life and death. Every book on the shelves contains a different version of Nora's life, a life she could have lived if she had made different choices. Every regret, every possibility, every what if is stored here, waiting for her to explore. Mrs. Elm hands Nora her first book, the Book of Regrets. It's massive, heavier than anything she's ever held. Inside are all the regrets Nora has carried. Every what if, every I should have, every I wish I hadn't. All the weight she has put on herself for years. This book isn't here to punish her. It's here to show her that she has infinite chances to explore what her life might have been. Nora's first alternate life begins with something she once dreamed of: becoming a glaciologist and studying the Arctic. Suddenly, she finds herself in frozen landscapes, exploring glaciers, living a life full of adventure and discovery. At first, it seems magical. She's respected, successful, and doing something meaningful. But something is missing. She realizes she still feels empty inside. The same sadness, the same loneliness, just in a different environment. Next, Nora jumps into a life where she didn't quit her band. In this world, she's a successful musician, performing on stage in front of thousands. She has fame, money, travel, all the things she once thought would make her happy. But the pressure, the exhaustion, the constant attention, the loss of privacy, all of it makes the dream feel more like a burden than a blessing. She discovers that even the glamorous life she fantasized about can be draining and unfulfilling. In another life, Nora becomes an Olympic-level swimmer. She has the body, the discipline, and the achievements she once dreamed of reaching when she was younger. She earned medals, broke records, inspired others, but once again, something feels off. Even in the lives where she is successful, celebrated, and admired, she feels a sense of loss. A sense that something isn't right, something that success alone can't fix. Nora then tries a life where she married her ex-boyfriend and has a family. On the surface, this life looks peaceful and stable. A house, a routine, a sense of belonging, a life she once believed she wanted. But as she lives it, she sees the cracks beneath the surface. Her partner has unresolved issues, problems she didn't see before. The relationship is heavy, complicated, and she realizes she would have lost her true self staying in this version of her life. Even in the happy family life, she discovers that the grass isn't always greener. As Nora jumps from life to life, she faces a hard, painful truth. There is no perfect life. Every life comes with pain, struggles, and problems. Every life has things you lose, things you gain, things you never expected. And happiness doesn't magically appear just because you change your circumstances. Slowly, she realizes the problem wasn't the lives she didn't live, but the way she saw her own life. In one of her final alternate lives, Nora experiences a moment of intense danger, a life where she nearly drowns. As the water closes over her head, she feels the weight of death again. But something inside her shifts. In that final moment, she realizes something powerful. She actually wants to live, not in a fantasy life, not in the perfect dream, but in her real life, the flawed one, the ordinary one, the one she ran away from. Desperate, she races back to the midnight library. But the library has begun to collapse. The shelves are cracking, books are turning into flames, the walls are crumbling. Everything is falling apart because Nora has made a choice, the most important choice of all. She wants her real life back. She wants the chance to fix her mistakes, to try again, to appreciate what she still has instead of punishing herself for what she doesn't. Nora opens the final book, the one that leads her home. And suddenly, she wakes up in her own bed, alive, breathing, here, now. She feels the air in her lungs, hears the sounds outside her window, and realizes she has been given another chance. Not a perfect life, but her life. This time, she decides to live differently, to forgive herself, to stop punishing herself for not being perfect, to reach out to the people she pushed away, to take small steps instead of overwhelming herself, to appreciate the simple things she once ignored, a warm cup of tea, a quiet walk, a conversation with a friend. The Midnight Library is more than just a fantasy story. It's a reminder that regret is built on illusions. We imagine the lives we didn't live as perfect, flawless, and full of joy. But every life, even the ones that seem ideal, has darkness, confusion, and pain. What truly matters is not the infinite lives you could have lived. What matters is the life you have right now and what you choose to do with it. So the next time you find yourself asking, "What if?" remember Nora Seed and the Midnight Library. You don't need a perfect life. You just need a life you're willing to live fully,